You know, when I'm in satsang, I get it, but when I'm by myself, I don't know what to do with it, you know? Like, I feel like I need some kind of a, should I be meditating or practicing something? Because I know last time I was here you said you don't have to do anything, but I just feel like I'm not getting that. If I listen to your YouTubes or Lucille's or, you know, whatever, it helps me, but I just feel like I'm lacking something.
Yeah. Understanding bypasses the mind, meaning when you understand something, when you get something, you don't know you got it when you get it. After the fact, you go, oh, I understand this. But at the moment of understanding, it goes under the radar of the mind. The mind isn't present in understanding. The mind is present before the understanding with the question, and after the understanding, it goes, I got it, you see? But during understanding, if you want to use that term during, because it's not really in time, it's not in time and the mind is not present. The mind exists in time. So in satsang is like the stealth technology. It operates below the radar of the mind. It seems that the mind is there, sort of, but it gets neutralized in satsang. It gets anesthetized in satsang. And the understanding occurs in the absence of the mind. So when you go back to your life, what you're referring to, the world, or what, the mind comes back on board and says, okay, I need to do something, I need to, have a practice, I need to explore something. And that, in a way, is what the mind is. Basically, the mind is thoughts, sensations, perceptions, memories, meditations. So it's a sort of the function of the mind to operate that way, to basically look for, okay, well, what is it that I need to do? But since the interest is not in maintaining the mind and giving the mind tasks to perform that maintains it, nor are we having any dispute with the mind, but since our interest is not in nourishing the mind and feeding the mind, we don't turn our attention to that direction. In other words, when the mind says, give me something to do, we say, oh, I recognize you. You want a bone. You're looking for, scratching a door, give me. We basically say, no, I recognize you as being the pseudo-me, the imagined me, the imagined Mary. But I, as pure consciousness, I'm the pure presence. I do nothing, and yet nothing is done without me. This very moment you hear these words through the consciousness. If there was no consciousness right now, awareness, whatever term you use, you've been to this satsang a few times, you're familiar with the term. I use the term consciousness to refer to, just for the newcomer, to refer to whatever it is that hears these words. The presence, the awareness, the aware presence, beingness. There are so many terms that are used. Most commonly I use it, I vary in the terms, but I use the term consciousness to refer to whatever it is that hears these words. It's not a thing. It's not an object. There is an obvious hearing. There is a hearingness to these words. There is a recognition. There is something, but it's not a thing. There is a recognition of this perception. So that awareness, that consciousness, doesn't have to do anything to perceive. It's perception is not possible without it. It doesn't go, oh, gee, I need to apply myself to perceiving this perception. It doesn't work that way. The mind says, oh, I need to apply myself in order to get that job, you see. But consciousness is the screen upon which all the script is written. So the script, for example, would be this perception. That's just using the term script. Or the thought. It could be, for example, a thought of New York City, you see, that arises right now. So consciousness or awareness, aware presence, is the screen that's ever present upon which the script is written, and out of which the script arises. So that does not need to do anything, to practice anything, to do what? To be what? To become what? Practices relate to some thing, some body, some object, some form, some manifestation, practicing something in order to, if you want to, for example, become a wonderful pianist, or you want to improve you want to learn piano. So in that case, you need to practice because you have an intention to for example, purchase a piano and perform for your friends, on occasion or whatever, your interest is. It could be just for your pure joy, pure enjoyment. But there is an intention, that intention and that practice is not possible without consciousness. In other words, even the thought that I would love to learn how to play the piano is impossible. You cannot perceive that thought without consciousness.
What about meditation?
I'm sorry?
Meditation. That's a practice, yeah.
Not the way I use the term. There is such a thing as meditation practices, and there are all sorts of meditation practices. There is meditation, the way I refer to the term, whenever there is an interest in the truth. Whenever there is an interest in the truth, and it takes whatever form. We all differ in what questions we're looking at specifically. But overall, we're interested in the truth. We're not just interested in just continuing the me story and feeding myself and making myself feel good. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not the objective in meditation, at least the way I use the term. The objective in meditation is to wake up to the truth. So whenever there is a thought about the truth, there is meditation. You could be just, sitting at home and just enjoying your breakfast, and you look out the window and you go, what is this perception? What is this perception? What is perceiving this perception? What am I? Or whatever. That's meditation. So these moments of meditations are like the pearls. Because they're a moment of wakefulness. And then the mind goes, I need to get it. Which is habituation of the mind is to operate in time. Me in time. Worst me to now me to hopefully a better me. But when you're going, what is this perception? What are the borders? Are there any borders to this moment? Sort of whatever question arises to you, and in a way, what we do in satsang is, with a stick, we poke, and so there might be questions later on that will arise to you, because stuff is being poked at, released. So whatever question arises to you that is that has that love for truth and that passion for the wonder, that is like what is the name of those flowers that arise on top of the pond? Lotus. It is like a lotus that has maybe 20, 30 feet root, or other flower on the surface of the pond, but they have a long root. And usually, this might not be your case, but just usually the mind likes to have a practice to distract itself from the angst, like plug in a hole, or distract oneself. I'm not saying that it's the case across the board of practice. I'm just putting it out there that there is that dimension where sort of a hold on to the practice at the personal level. It's still serving the person, but that's not being admitted. We're not sort of admitting that it is serving the person. Instead we're saying, oh no, I'm doing the practice in order to, become a liberated person, but still it's at the personal level. While an interest in the truth, even a fleeting interest in the truth, and that comes from the divine, from the source. It doesn't come from the person.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
The spiritual teachers say that you're not your body, right? And I was in this meditation group this morning, and the teacher was talking about